Okay. Oops. Huh? Huh? Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay. So we're back with Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. Okay. So what happened in last stream was that we actually like made to talk some sense with to the Sophia. Okay. And if I'm not wrong, um, that they say that there's an nationality. Like if you have 20 in the stats, okay, so for example manipulation here we are able to do something mad like miracle miracly how should I say this, we can perform a miracle, okay, which we have already used it on Sophia, making her see you know, in a sense making a better future for her, okay, rather than trying to destroy everything. So just a little bit more. I'm hoping I can get this. Like this. I hope I can get another scheming, but because we don't know what's gonna happen. But at least we have quite a lot of willpower, because like by the end of the day, we will know what's gonna happen. Okay. It's gonna decide the fate of probably not only our life but the whole empire as well. So yeah, let's get back to it. Okay, so prefecture under siege. The searing sun looms high in the sky above the rebellious city. The square in front of the prefecture is packed with commoners. Just a moment ago, they boldly demanded that the judges and gendarmes side with the rebellion, but now they're terrified. They fear the noble army is coming for them. Their calls for rebellions are gone, replaced by flights and screams. Hooves thunder against the cobblestone. The earth quakes beneath their feet. The noble militia led by Darius on carves through the path through the human sea. The terrified rebels scatter as the riders approach. The Gandra remain where they are, forming a tight circle around the prefecture at Elborn. The prefect calls out to the crowd, his voice hoarse. Everyone stay calm. Let them through. Do not draw your weapons. Arden Rider pushed the mob aside and eventually reached the tall building. The Arcanian commander draws in his reins only when the gendarmes all that separate him from the prefecture stairs. Elborn, how dare you disobey the orders of the province's rightful rulers? You have abused your position to appease the rebels and defy imperial rule. This inconceivable rebellion is your fault. It's time for you to accept your well-earned punishment. In the name of Ark de Melandas, I hereby order you and your gendarmes to surrender your weapons. The Supreme Judge of the Prefecture maintains composure in the face of recrimination. I only obey the laws of the Empire, Sir Autumn. Not you, or your runaway duke. Autumn's face contours into a predatory grin. Like, I thought that I've like stripped him off of his, ability, because he was disgraced, and like that's how we pave way for now that I think about it, I should have like given the names to the noble names to Thomas, but now he's exiled. Like it's hard, to feel happy about our choice with Thomas. Oh, Autumn Space. Okay, excellent. You've had your chance to save your face, old man. Instead of dignified execution, you and your cronies will hang, like the foul rabble you betrayed us for. On lifts his sword skyward, prepared to order an assault. The riders behind him are about to attack. The Gandalf ready their clubs. Their hands are trembling. They will not stand a chance against the noble cavalry. The mob begins to shift, about to flee the square. The fate of this moment hangs by a thread. Damn it. I should have gone for this. But I don't have enough diplomacy. Okay, never mind. Rouse the mob and encourage them to defend the prefecture. All rider advance to the Gendarmes. If you do nothing, the prefecture will fall. You need to act now. You leap into the mob, scramble up onto an overturned carriage, and call out to the throng. You hear voices throughout the crowd. It's Brante! Scamu Brante wants to say something. You shout as loudly as you can. People of Anazot, do not fear the wrath of the nobles. Your lives are finally yours. For the first time since the empire was founded, cast off the lot of humility. You are many, and they are few. It is time to fight. For years and years, the prefecture has been there to protect the rights and freedoms of the common man. We cannot let it fall to the enemy hands. Stop them. Protect the prefect. Elbon hears you over the din of the struggle on the prefecture stairs. His voice joins yours. Stodon, you have no fear. Take your rights by force. I, Prefect Elbon, I am on your side. Your words inspire the people with a sense of solidarity. They have much to lose now, and they will not surrender their freedom without a fight. In the blink of an eye, the unwieldy throng bristles with heavy sticks, wooden clubs, and makeshift spears. Start giving orders from your impromptu podium, commanding this newfound army to assault the rear of Autumn's cavalry. Cut the rebel down, no mercy. The cavalry turns to them with an onslaught of sharp steel. Bows crack beneath hooves, swords slice through the defenseless flesh. The stench of blood fills the square as fallen bodies dissipate into glimmering dust. To keep yelling out furious command, trying to ensure that the common folk are not routed. Hold the line, stand your ground. Better a lesser death than eternal slavery. The riders smash into them again, but the line holds. The people have numerical superiority, and their spears and clubs strike back. The cavalry begins to drown in the sea of humanity. This is why, you should not, as a ruler, you should never oppress the masses too much. If not, this will happen. Like a rebellion. No matter how tough you have it, no matter how big how big your army is, nothing good can come up from this. The Genners hit Autumn's warrior from the rear. One by one, the riders are dragged from their horses. The noble militia falters. Traitorous filth, retreat! Is Stephen with them? But I doubt it, because Stephen is with a family. Oh, it should be. Auden and his surviving horsemen turn tails and flee, furiously carving a path with their sword. At least half of Auden's men have fallen in this battle. At least half. Cries of victory fills the square. The commoners shake their weapons, eager to follow orders. It is too early to celebrate. You have only fought off one assault. Prefect Elbon finds you in the boisterous crowd. Scamu, your courage has saved the prefecture. I'm with you until the end. Whatever you need from me, you will have it. We need to hurry now. The noble militia we've seen in the city, is in comparison to the forces in the Legion. I gather our forces at the prefecture establish a unified command structure. You should find Abbot Leonard and aid him in any way you can. His procession be en route to the Silver Tree by now. The enemies of this new faith are waiting there, weapons in hand. They'll massacre each other if we don't stop them. Brante, this city is a powder keg with a short fuse. More fire and blood is the last thing we need. If I'm not mistaken, they're most probably gonna face the Inquisition. What we need is more allies, and having Leonard on our side is crucial. We need a spiritual leader who can unite the city against the Legion. You nod to Elborn. The fate of the feud between the two faiths will decide in the clash at the Silver Tree. You have to be there. You wish the perfect luck, then muster your loyal forces and head for the tree. Higher Judge Magra publicly supported the revolt. Ooh, reign of terror. There's no order? Okay. Okay. Come on. The march of the new faith. A normalcy of humanity flows through the Ansot, filling the streets of Temple District. They are led by Abbot Leonard. The new believers walk peacefully behind him, many of them women and the elderly. They are unarmed, their faces show neither fear nor anger. They are so drastically unlike the throngs of the rebels, who are currently ransacking streets and looting noble houses. The procession slowly makes its way towards the Temple of the Silver Tree. The temple has always been where patriarchs of the church accepted their sacred duty along the heavy burden of responsibility for their flock before the twin gods. When the patriarchs speak, the twins pay heed. And every night it falls upon the patriarch to proclaim in their sight how their world is humbly following the lot of it has been given. Long after the twin descended to our world, the patriarchs come to be elected at the conclave by the clergy. This tradition has continued for many years. Today, dozens of priests have come to the temple in spite of the unrest to conduct the rite and spare the twins' world from their wrath. But now, thousands of commoners are walking to the same temple to elect the new patriarch themselves. You and your followers take a side street to the temple, avoiding the immense procession. Soon, the square by the tree is packed, teeming and overwhelmed. But the stairs to the temple doors cannot be reached. A stalwart phalanx of champions of faith blocks the way, with John in the lead. Oh, John, she looks beautiful. They are joined by the Inquisitors, those who have decided to walk the path of the old faith until the very end. I will not allow you into the temple, Leonard. These heretics will not make you patriarch. Father Leonard slowly begins to ascend the stairs. He does not argue with John. The abbot simply faces it with a humble smile and gestures at the people standing behind him. Doubt clouds the champion's face. Leonard's procession is truly staggering. Even if they are mere commoners, even if they are unarmed and empty-handed, there are simply too many of them to be stopped by a few dozen old believers. I think even if they believe, the one thing that stopped them from joining us is probably that they think if they don't do this, they're gonna suffer at the foot of the pillar. Sister John, look at them. Are they truly heretics? All of them? They are just people, our brothers and sisters in faith. Why would the Inquisition treat us like enemies? We do not reject the twin gods. Nay, we seek them in every thought. You rejected the law of the younger when you chose to seek your own lords. No, John. The only thing we reject is Isacious error. This argument has been going on for years, Leonard. I know each and every point you can make. Don't even bother. You will not enter the temple. And all these people, you are just dragging them along the foot of the pillar along with you. How can you not understand this after so many years? What do you think you're doing, Leonard? Do you not fear the wrath of the gods? I do not, John. When I become patriarch, I will tell the twins that we still love and revere them as we always have, even as we seek a different path to them. The twins will hear us, they will listen, they will understand. There will be no wrath of the gods. The new believers heed Leonard's words. They began firmly ascend the stairs to the door of the temple. The champion's swords do not deter them. John watches the massive congregation approaches her. Her eyes fill with remorse. She raises an arm, about to give a final order. The champions of the faith, protect the sacred temple, fight to the bitter end. You reach the foot of the stair as she speaks. This is your last chance to intervene. Okay, let's pick one by one. Clergy 2. Nope. Of course I'm gonna go for... There's no other choice. Not the rebel. Champion of faith. Okay. I hope we get, like, the clergy on our side. There can never be peace between the Inquisition and the New Believers. Sister John is right. The dispute between them has been going on for years. Neither side will ever yield to another. Right now, there is only one thing you can do. Rescue as many of them as you can from what is to come. You gesture to your followers hurriedly, spread out and guide the people away from here, as many as they can. In the name of the Younger, the champion of faith obeyed John's order. They get into formation and began advancing on the New Believers, weapons in hand. The unarmed mob recoils in fear, but those in the front row are pushed from behind and driven onto the blades. Blood splatters onto the stairs of the sacred temple. A woman's voice let out a shrill scream. Panic spreads throughout the mob like wildfire. Chaos fills the minds of women and men. They began pushing, pulling, dashing, recoiling like frightened animals, and the warriors of the church keep advancing, unrelenting and lethal. Your men have reached the edges of the square. They try to guide the New Believers down the back alley, shouting, "Here, over here!" But for many of them, it's already too late. Can't believe they're using the force like this. A mighty gust of wind rushes over the square. It roars, howls, almost screams, filled with remorse, agony, and wrath. The earth begins to tremble beneath your feet. Before your very eyes, as though in some terrible nightmare, the roof of the sacred temple begins to shake and the pillars start to sway back and forth. No! The world is turned upside down like a kaleidoscope shaken by a massive hand. For several seconds, everything blends together. You will fall flat on your back. Slowly, you come to your senses. You're surrounded by dozens of bodies and chunks of rock. What the? Where the temple of the silver tree once stood, there is nothing. The grand majestic structure is no more. It has been leveled to the ground. Remnants of its wall and roofs are scattered across the square. The stairs that once lead to it have been ground into gravel. The cloud of dust slowly settles upon the square. After the dust comes the leaves, thousands and thousands of leaves shed by the silver tree. They cover the corpses of the truly dead like a pale white shroud. The entire square glows as the bodies of those yet to be reborn dissolve into nothingness. There are so many that the light stings your eyes, even though the thick dust that still hangs over it all. That's how many people met their death today. Sister John and her warriors are gone, buried beneath the rocks. The order of the Inquisition in Anathoth is finished. You stagger to your feet and go to where you last saw Father Leonard. You soon spot the edge of his once white cassock pinned by the chunk of broken pillar. It takes all your strength to roll the heavy stone away and drag the abbot from under the rubble. Leonard is wounded but conscious. He looks around, trying to understand what has happened, then slowly falls to his knees. A loud groan escapes his lips. Blood and tears trickle down Leonard's face, mixing together. The abbot chokes on the dust. His eyes are fixed on the ruins of what was once his temple. The bare branches of the tree piercing the sky like swords. Now, this part here, I feel like the twins are like rejecting the Inquisition. That's why like only Abbott is alive. Okay, Leonard is alive, but the Inquisition are dead and they suffer true death. So in a sense, he's right, because he did say like he wants forgiveness, but they don't want the Lord. And remember, the Lord, the idea of the Lord is actually being brought forth by Prophet Isaías. That is interpretation of the faith. I was wrong. The gods, they wouldn't listen to us. They rejected our faith. Oh, seriously? What do I do now, Skamu? What do I do? My temple. How will we leave now? There's no hope. This is the end. Leonard's words become incoherent, descending into frantic babble. You speak to the abbot, trying to console him. All is not lost. You managed to save many people. You are not sure how he can hear you now. But you cannot wait for him to come to his senses. You have to take the lead, so you begin mustering your forces and getting ready to move to the Empire Square. Enormous crowds of people are already on their way there, about to choose the leader of the Anizot Rebellion. The sun slowly begins to set. Oh. Okay. John threw death. Swallowed her whole. Flawless. Well, the rebels are winning. After this is just a bloodbath. But at least we gain one support from the clergy. Come on. Ooh, evening. The rebel leader. The sun is setting. The blood-red sky quivers in hot smoke from fires raging throughout the cities. You cannot help but recall a passage from the life of the twins, one of the many pages your mother used to quote when you were a child. And the elder said, "Lo, I have cast a flame into the world, and I shall guard it until it begins to blaze." Could this passage be referring to today? You lead your followers to the Empire Square. You walk around the rubble, past abandoned carriages and unfinished barricades. There have clearly been clashes here recently. The dust of the departed is still rising into the sky. I wonder how he looks like, because like there are, remember, people have like 4 lives. Like the first 3 will be saved by the twin gods. So the dust of the departed is still rising into the sky. I wonder how it looks like. I wish I did. They also like draw it. I bet if we went to the priest, we can see this more. And how will they, like, you know, the body recovers? Because remember that when we are in childhood, okay, we've actually saved, we can either let Sophia die being trampled by the horses, or we save them. But either way, one of us has to die, okay? And like, we didn't see that in person. Like they didn't actually portray it that well. Oh well. The rebel leader. Thousands filled the square before the chancellery. Well over half of the commoners of Anizot. The chancellery has been under rebel control since noon. All imperial officials either fled or were torn apart by the mob. Scraps of rumor and gossip reach your ear as you move closer. Did you hear what happened at the Great Tree? It's the Inquisitors. They just slaughtering folks. They grabbed the swords of their swords of theirs and started killing unarmed people. Later procession made it to the temple. There was a sign from the twins. All lies. The twins got angry and destroyed them all under the tree. The temple's gone. I tell ya, gone for good. The crowd is on edge. Any dispute could explode into a brawl. Voices from the chancery stairs calls for another people's court. The mob turns as one. Several last straw rebels drag a handful of well-dressed nobles out onto the steps and force them onto their knees. The leader of the executioner is a preacher with a mane, unkempt hair, and the wild eyes of a lunatic. Oh my god, what are you gonna do? The younger he speaks through us, he does. He gave us the power of his law, the power to punish our enemies, to execute them. Anyone who stands in our way is an enemy of the twins themselves. So it seems that, like I said just now, they have 4 lives, but it's like if you have a trial and it deems, and they deem it, how should I say this, either worthy or unworthy. Like if they are unworthy, they are sentenced to true death. If they are worthy, then they are spared. People, it's time to judge these enemies of the simple folk. What is your sentence? The mob roars so loudly the square shakes. Death! True death! The last straw rebels ready their guns. one of the captivity gets to his feet and speaks out defiantly. Now, from one thing that I kind of like guess is that gunpowder, it's like they can circumvent the twin gods because even in the childhood time, like father he was busy because Archduke Belanda started using gunpowder like crazy and blast through the mines, and it caused like a cave-in and a lot of people died, and most of them they did not revive. So like even if they have like spare lives, they all are gone. So I think like gunpowder can like it's above of the, even the gods can do it, can save them. Frederick L. Laberius, nobleman patriarch of one of those most eminent bloodlines in Anazot, leader of the province noble militia. You dare call this pathetic freak show a people's court? You don't have the power, you never have, you never will. You think you can wield the law of the twins? We'll come back and make you pay. This is exactly what happened with Philippe. Philippe think like I said earlier, I think that the like a people's court, if you stand trial, like the gods will in a sense respect the judgment that we gave. The aged nobleman's last words are drawn by thunderous volley of gunfire. One by one, the nobles collapse, their bodies pierced by bullets. They remain where they fall. The mob gasped in amazement. There can be no doubt, the People's Court has the power to mete out true will at will. Now, what I would like to do, like, for them is that, maybe, like, let's say they capture, like, 10, 20 people, okay? So what I will do is that I will not, like, execute all of them at once. Like, I will execute the higher one, let's say, that guy just now, Frederick here, okay? I would, like, execute Frederick first, and like, maybe, like, his, the top ranking one, maybe like 3 to 5, and like shoot them, like, and then after that, like, shows that we do have the right. And then after that, like, the by the next set, like, they think like, oh, this is just a fluke. And then by the second wave of of people being judged, and they also found through death. The court think that they should meet through death, and they also die. And by the time, like, the last 10 will be like, oh my god, they do have the power. They are righteous by the twins. In other words, like, they are given the right by the twin gods, and like, they become on our side. Okay, so that way is that they realize that they are on the wrong side, because what they've done so far is believe that that what they're doing is right. But with this, it might change everything. Although, like I say, maybe the gunpowder is able to overcome the twins' judgment. This is what will happen to anyone who dares to oppose us. All hail the revolt. All hail our leader. All hail Sophia. Sophia actually wanted to give the power to us because, like, we managed to talk her out of it. Sophia's gonna lead us. She's gonna fend off the Legion. She's gonna bring justice first to Anazot, then the whole empire. She's gonna tear down the old ways and wipe all these tyrants and nobles from the face of the world. The mob explodes into an ecstatic chant. They shout one word over and over again. Sophia, Sophia. The enormous throng bellows wildly, eager to see the face of its leader. Unite the rebel around Sophia? Nope, I'm leading it. Break up the mob, destroy their morale, overthrow Sophia. Wow, do not get involved with Sophia. Watch what happens next. Never mind, I'll take control. Like, if Sophia gets is in control, she's going to be she's going to like go scorch earth. But since we managed to bring her to see reason, now we are the leader. You make your way through the crowd and reach the chancery stairs. Your silhouette seems to blaze in the light of the setting sun. You raise a clenched fist into the air, your voice booming. You make your proclamation. Sophia is no longer the leader of the revolt. I, Brante, lead you now. The people freeze in astonishment when they hear this. A murmur of discontent spreads throughout the crowded square. Who does this Brante guy think he is? We follow Sophia, not you. The discontent grows, but you refuse to relent. Sophia was leading our city to destruction, slaughter, and death. Had she remained in charge, it would have meant suffering for us all. You're gathered here not to revolt in revenge or destruction. For the first time in history, you have what it takes to lay the foundation of a new world. A world where justice is the same for all, where all the states are equal, where we are free of the lots. You will defend the city, you will fend off the legion. You will persevere and show the empire that you are a force to be reckoned with. And once they finally realize that they have no choice but to reckon with you, they will reckon with the commoners of the empire. You end your speech exhausted and hoarse. The murmur fades away. All fear and uncertainty are gone. The thousands of people in the square are no longer suspicious of you. They are hopeful once more. You can see it in their eyes. Then come the first shout. Lead us, Brante. We are right behind you. Brante! Brante! Soon, everyone is shouting your name. Even the old guards of the last straw, those who have always been loyal to Sophia, cannot help but accept your leadership. Artisans, merchants, peasants from the outskirts of Anazot, they all take up arms and join the ranks of the last straw. I wonder where's Sophia? Because she was not. Basically, she's a bit depressed. Like, we told her that your path is only gonna lead to destruction. We're not doing this out of hate, we're doing this out of concern for you. What will, says that, is it worth sacrificing everything? Even our love for each other, even our future? And with saying that, even she doesn't know which choice that she made is right. A report soon arrived from the scouts at the gate. The Legion is only a few hours away. The final battle is drawing near. What will the outcome of the revolt be decided in combat? Will there be peaceful solution? All depends on the action you take in the coming hours. Indisputable. Continue. Wait, give me a second. Eliminate Sophia? We actually didn't eliminate her. It's that she stepped down. Your family is in the city, half at home. Let me get rest for a while. While you're busy preparing, night falls over Anazon. The darkness brings disorder, lawlessness, and chaos. In the dark, madmen, robbers, and looters flood the city. These gangs have no interest in the fate of the Empire or the revolt. They see the uprising as a sign that the end of the world is nigh, and if the wrath of the god is at hand, then everything is permitted. Upon hearing reports of gang roaming the streets, you sense danger. What is to stop them from attacking your home? Your people may need you, but you will never abandon your family. Taking a squad of loyal men with you, you hurry to your home district. Your instincts proves to be correct. Even before reaching your street, you smell smoke. Sir Thibault's school is ablaze. The old man was hurled out of a third-story window and impaled on the sharp spikes of the gate below. Ashes from dozens of burning books blanket the ground like black snow. Thomas' old house lies in ruins. Breathless, you ran up the street. Your man can barely keep up with you. You hope you're not too late. You round the last turn. There it is, the gate to your ancestral home. You see dozens of figures approaching by the light of the burning houses. The thugs are close, too close. You run through the gate and into the house. Your men stay to guard the outside. You hastily open the door. Your father is Your father is on the doorstep, sword in hand. He recognizes you and lets out a sigh of relief. It's you, Tsukamu. I'm glad that you're here. The bastards have burned down half of the district. They're on their way here. He's cut short. The living room is shattered. A torch lands on the floor. You quickly stamp out the flames. A battle is in full swing in front of the yard. The massive crowd is furious, attacking your soldiers without any regard for their own safety. The looters are led by a rugged, half-naked old man clad in rags. Horrible scars on his wrists and ankles reveal his past as a convict. He yells frantically in your direction, his shriek cutting through the din of the fray. The world is coming to an end. We disobeyed the twins. They are punishing us. There ain't no punishment worse than this, so there ain't nothing to fear. These are our last hour. Do whatever you want. Man, I'm coughing a lot. The crowd bellows in support of the old man. Your soldiers fall one after another beneath the onslaught of the rabbit gang. The twins have damned us all. We've been damned for your sins, you filthy nobles, you false priests. Before we face our final judgment, we dole out a punishment of our own. Hehehe. We'll take our revenge on you before we die. Our judgment commands. Like, why are they following this guy? He's the last person that should lead. The horde crushes your squad's resistance and approaches the house. The stomping of their feet shakes the windows. Your father looks at you in despair. They want to execute us. What should we do? Calling the troop. Nathan Brante, hopeful. You will sneak and bring back reinforcement, but one of you will have to provide a distraction. Oh, lucky that Nathan is hopeful. Nobleman, valor. The rebels subdue the thugs. Ooh, too much. Calling the troops. You carefully peer out the window. The attackers are too many. Your small squad has already fallen. There's only one chance for you to protect your home. Call in reinforcement. You could sneak outside and dash where your men are stationed. But if you are returned to something more than a meat heap of smoldering ash, someone must stall the attackers until help arrives. I'm afraid that even if they see me, they won't even bother to talk, son. Nathan suddenly speaks from behind father. His voice is unusually firm. I'll go. I have something to tell. Wait, what? What? Nathan? Nathan? Like, this is what I say, is that I believe that if Nathan, like, if we sided with Nathan and like provide support for him rather than Gloria, like, he'll become somebody amazing, and this is maybe what he looks like, and he did. Good for Nathan. He squared his shoulder, his gaze fixed resolutely before him. Is this really your little brother? Father blocks his way. No, Nathan, come to your senses. You put your hand on father's shoulder. The family has always considered Nathan as a failure, but you know that he is nothing but. Let him speak to the crowd. Father steps aside, staring at his younger son in astonishment. Nathan flings the door open and walks out to face the enraged horde. Hey, one of them came out of his own. Take him alive. Paying the old man no heed, Nathan begins his speech. He speaks quietly but sincerely, and the furious crowd soon falls into a strange stupor. Listen to me, people. I know you're suffering. I used to be just like your leader. I lost my faith in the twins. I thought they hated us, their own creation, and that's why they doom us to eternal misery, both in this world and the next. But then, the truth was revealed to me. I beheld the elder up close. Just as I see you now, I saw pity writ upon his face, and he gave me an omen. Let it be known that he has descended to this world again. He will behold our suffering. He will show us mercy. The world will not end. Upon hearing Nathan's word, the crowd murmurs in awe. Could one of the twins really be speaking through him? But you have no time to think. You dash out the backyard. Several thugs await you there. Desperation lends you strength. You run past your foes, leap over the fence in a single bound, and land in the darkness of the back alley. Run, Brante. Don't stop. Your heart is pounding in your chest. You never knew you could run so fast. You just hope you're not too late. At last, you reach your troops. Frantically shouting orders, you assemble a large unit and immediately head back. When you finally return to the house, you hear furious cries. Nathan's sermon is being drowned out by the frantic shrieks of the false prophet. How long are you gonna listen to him, you fools? He's just a noble brat trying to bargain for a few more minutes to live. He ain't even a priest. You think the elder really spoke to him? It's all lies. The end of the world is nigh. No one can stop us anymore. Not the nobles, not the priests, not even the twins themselves. In our final hours, we are taking power into our hands. Feel our wrath. Brante family, we hereby sentence you to true death by fire. Not daring to defy the old man, the crowd is about to hurl torches into the house. Disorder your men to attack. Your squad rushes through the gate. The low-born thugs are caught unawares, but their leader urges them to fight. The hordes fight fiercely, sparing neither their enemies nor themselves. The soldiers were not expecting such a resistance from indignant rabble. You lead your troops forward relentlessly, but they take heavy casualties. Fight them! Punish them! We got nothing more to fear. The end time is already here. Axe in hand, the old man rushes at Nathan as he calls out to the twins. To the foot of the pillar with you, heretic! You shout at the top of your lungs. Nathan, run! The door swings open. Father dashes out to help his youngest son. The leader of the mob raises his axe, aiming for Nathan's head, but your brother just stares at him, completely still. Suddenly, the old man's hands begin to tremble. The weapon falls out of his fingers. He gazes in Nathan's eye in bewilderment. A split second later, Father runs his sword through the man's throat with perfect precision. His voice booms above the battle. Run, you bastards! Leave our home and never come back! The mob hesitates. One by one, the looters drop their weapons and flee. If Nathan is right, the sun really will rise tomorrow. They still have much to lose. You have won. Breathing heavily, you exchange tired glances with your father and younger brother. You have defended your ancestral home. Father lowers his weapon with a sigh of relief. Scum, Nathan. I was afraid I'll lose you both. Nathan smiles serenely, as though a bloody battle had not been waged in front of him. Well, probably he's I do think that the gods are looking after him. The twins love us, Father. Soon they will release this world from its suffering. You embrace your father and younger brother warmly, but you cannot stay any longer. The preparation for the decisive battles are not finished. Wes, Stephen, and Gloria. I understand, son. Take care. I hope to see you again soon. May the twins protect you, brother. You leave part of your squad behind in case of another attack. You say your goodbyes and take off to face your fate. It is almost midnight. Rescue the family. Survive the night of the revolt. final hour, the Rebel. It is mere moments from midnight. The glow of a shining pillar is barely visible behind the crimson clouds coming in from the north. But let me check. We don't have any followers from the nobles. Because I'm hoping to go for this, and let's see. I'm hoping to get peace with the overseer. Like, I'm hoping to get, clergy and noble to help, but I need one for both of them. Power. Another thing is probably because the power, we are at 5 now. Not commoner in power. Reign of Terror. So where is it? The Revolt is defeated. Peace with the overseer. Okay, this one here. I wonder if I can get this. But at the very least, the city is defended. At the very least. It fails to achieve another outcome. The Legion is defeated. I think that we can get this. The Legion is defeated. Also another thing. So these two, and maybe a third one, peace with overseer. Hopefully we can get it. It is mere okay, we've read this. But the darkness hanging above the city is dissipated by countless lights. Crowds of people holding torches, stakes burning in the squares, houses in flames. The glow of the fires can also be seen from the city walls. The Legion marches down from the road, inexorably, approaching the gate of a city in the throes of the rebellion. The final battle draws near. All the forces that have chosen to defy the overseer and the empire have flocked to the city gate, where you have set up your base. The soldiers of the last straw assemble commoners into squads and hastily arm themselves. Other rebels are led by nobles of the mantle and former members of Legion who have joined the revolt. The priests who have sided with you will spread the words of the twins from the city walls and attempt to convince the Legion soldiers to retreat and allow the people of Anazot to be free of their lots. Preparations are also in full swing at the camp of the defenders of the Old Order, who have established a foothold in the ruins of Shah Maladada's palace. Soon, their fate will be decided. Will they crush the revolt with the aid of the Legion, or be crushed themselves by the new era? There is almost no time left. Just enough for one last attempt to tip the scales in your favor. Will you spend this final hour appealing to one of your allies for help? Or would it be wiser to wait and muster your forces for the final battle? Will you attempt to defeat the Legion and the Overseer army in combat, or persuade them to retreat without engaging in battle? The fate of Anazot is in your hand. Damn. Leonard. Leonard, he's not the patriarch. Go see Elborn. I want to see Sophia, but we need some help from the nobles. There are many highborn families in Anazot that have not yet responded to Arden's appeal to join the noble militia. They have preferred to lock themselves up in their mansions and avoid waging war against the lowborn. They could still be won over to your side, but you need to help from a high-ranking nobleman. There is still time to take a few trusted men and head to the prefecture. Elborn greets you up on the stairs, surrounded by gendarmes. He accepts your request eagerly. You're right, Brante. There are many nobles who are uncertain as to what the fate will befall them if the revolt wins. We need to reassure them if we want to gain their support. With the help of the gendarmes, you send out an appeal to all the noble houses you consider dependable. Elborn signs the letters to each family personally. Noble sirs, you know me as a man of honor. I've been a loyal servant to the Overseer, but my ultimate duty is to uphold the law and ensure justice for all estates. The high-handedness of the noble elite and their neglect of their lot, which is to rule the lowly estate with care and wisdom, has led the people of Anazot to the brink of despair. This is why I have decided with the revolt. and I encourage you to do the same. Because like, they did say like, you know, as a noble, you're supposed to guide, like you're supposed to rule over, and also like they remember that part but forget this last part, which is to rule the lowly estate with care and wisdom. They didn't do this. Like the best example you can see is from Stephen and you know grandfather, like they despise them. So like that is why I believe that like Elborn here, he's like he's trying to like he's a nobleman, he's trying to follow the path of the nobleman, but he he feels an obligation to protect the lawless, you know, with the commoner. So in a sense, noblesse oblige, something like that. May it be known that once our victory has been achieved, none of you will face reprisal. I, Prefect Elborn, hereby swear that anyone who supports the revolt in word or deed will obtain a rightful place in the newly transformed city of Anazot. The messengers return one by one, bringing back news that the noble families have agreed to not stand in the way of the revolt. Only a few of them leave Elborn's appeal unanswered. The support of the nobles will be of great value in the critical hours of the confrontation. I was hoping for 2, because this is like Elborn, after all, the highest ranking prefecture. He may not be the highest ranking nobleman, but he's on the top echelon. So okay, there's only one more that I need. Okay, maybe not. Peace to the overseer. I need the clergy. Well, the power, we can somehow deal with it later, I hope. Battle for Anazot. The revolt. Sophia not leading the revolt. The battle for Anazot. The dark void beyond the walls of Anazot is lit by hundreds of lights. Heavy boots tread the soil. Armor clanks. Halberds gleam. Drums beat a lively march, lit by the glow of the torches. The Magran Legion approaches the city walls. Probably Archduke Milanidas is here. Or at the very least, his army. Because this is Magra, this area here, and Anazot is like, you can say, the biggest city in Magra, but it's being ruled by Archduke Milanidas. Okay, so this place here, like, it's under his rule, and I think like, Serpent Veda, a castle in the middle of Magran Waste, and that serves as the family seat of the great Milanidas dynasty, the Archduke of the province. It is the most impregnable and well-defended fortress in the south. So Milanidas is here, probably like he just sent his army to Anazot here right now, along with the help of the Empire. The Imperial army finally arrives to put an end to this unfathomable revolt. Gaius Tempus himself leads the legion. It is the overseer's duty to crush the revolt this very night and pacify the city before news of the incident spreads throughout the Empire. If the overseer's hesitation allows the revolt to last even a few days, it could jeopardize not only his position, but even the fate of the entire province that has been entrusted to him. The entire city rebelling against the Imperial rule, nothing like this has happened for generations. Like, the last one is probably like Fra Milanidas, like the betrayal. If I'm not wrong, Fra Milanidas, like, he used some sort of magic and basically like scorched Magra and turned it into a barren wasteland, most of it, and they can't grow crops because of it. The decisions you make today have compelled most of the people of Anazot to join the revolt. By nightfall, the rebels have gained the upper hand. The defenders of the Empire have no hope of victory. They may have amassed a considerable army to fight against the revolt, but they came too late. The troops loyal to the Empire have reached an impasse. The entire city has risen against them. Exhausted and demoralized by the futile fight, many Imperial loyalists have leave their camp or surrender to the rebels. Only the inexorably approaching Legion separates the revolt from total victory. The time for rioting and lawlessness has passed. Now, all the forces of the revolt have joined forces in pursuit of a single goal: to hold the city. The main forces of the revolt maintain order in their camp with a firm hand. There are still many insurgents who are ready to fight to the true death for their cause. The soldiers of the last straw, reckless inconspirators and dangerous fighters taught by Sophia to struggle against the old order until the bitter end. Zealous new believers who would rather face execution than betray their faith. Poor nobles and former Legion soldiers who have joined the revolt in violation of their oath of loyalty to the Empire. They know there will be no mercy for them, so they have nothing to lose. All the remaining rebel forces gather at a fortified base by the city gate. The rebel have surrounded it with barricades, preparing to repel an attack from either side. The soldiers of the revolt, some armed with spears and axes, some with firearms, and some with simple rocks, hastily assemble atop the walls. The Legion gets into formation in front of the gate, ready to begin the assault as soon as their commander gives the order. The defenders atop the walls respond by raising their firearms. A herald from Gaius Tempus comes forward. Stopping mere steps from the gate, he loudly proclaims the overseer's demands. My subjects, lay down your arms this instant and open the gate. I know that you have been deceived by the insurgency. You have my word as an Archnean ruler that I will spare anyone who aids the Legion and turns over the leaders of the revolt. Should you disobey this order, from your lawful ruler, none of you will escape disgrace, execution, and eternal torment at the foot of the shining pillar. The Legion herald proudly lifts its head, waiting for the rebels' decision. You cast a quick glance at your allies. The time for preparation has ended. Everything depends on the size of your army and the balance in the city between the forces you have managed to win over and those who you have antagonized. The next hour will determine your place in history. Damn it. We don't have the clarity, and our power is just too strong. Like, if we were able to give way for Abbot Leonard, then maybe we could have achieved peace. But too sad. Okay, what happens if we defeat the Legion? The Legion is defeated. Okay. Let's defeat the Legion. You have brought the entire city together to fight the Empire. It is within your power to achieve a decisive victory to win over freedom for Anazoth. Musket in hand, the soldiers on the walls freeze in anticipation, awaiting your decision. For the last time, you have considered the consequences. The fate of Anazoth depends on your reply. To cast a glance over the imposing ranks of the rebel troops, every last commoner has sided with the revolt. You know your answer. I really want to go for peace, you know. From atop the city gate, you proclaim that the overseer no longer has any subject in the city. From this day forth, Anazoth is free. Hundreds of allies in support behind you. Roar in support behind you. We are no servants of yours anymore. Get lost! The herald silently retreats to the Legion's formation. There is a brief moment of quiet. Holding your breath, you watch the menacing enemy army. Finally, the silence is broken by a drum roll of stomping of thousands of feet. The Legion is about to attack. To arms! While your soldiers are preparing to face the Legion assault, you consider your plan to defend your position. You simply give orders to the squads on the wall, as though placing foot soldiers. The fortress of Anazoth has withstood many an assault. These stones saw many battles before the foundation of the Empire. The Legion, on the other hand, rush here equipped with nothing but jerry-rigged siege ladders. Gaius Tempus need to pacify the city this very night. Therefore, his soldiers will try to make their way over the wall, open the gate from the inside, and let the main forces in. Legion, attack! The overseer sends his first battalions at the walls closest to the gate. The Arcane remains his elite cavalry, observing the assault from afar. You order the gunmen to take cover behind the merlins. The rest of the soldiers need to throw back the siege ladder, no matter the cost. Not a single legionnaire can be allowed to scale the wall. From atop the gate, you watch intently as the ranks of the legion begins the assault. When the time is right, you order your gunmen to fire. The first ranks of legions are felled by rebel muskets. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to say. I feel like if I let Thomas get married, he may come to us and help here. That's one thing that I regret. Most of their bodies glow dimly and turn to ash, but some remain where they lay. Legion veterans who have met their fourth and true death. The gunfire is followed by a volley of stones and arrows. The wave hits the wall and recedes. The first attempt to storm the walls have been thwarted. The rebels jeer at the retreating Legion soldier, but you urge them to stay alert. That was just the beginning. Ready? Take the wall. Come on, man. They are just communists. They don't stand a chance against you. The Legion begins its second attack. The time Gaius sends 2 battalions of heavy infantry at the wall to the left of the gate. They are followed by archers. Not even gunshots can stop this. A ladder fly up. A hail of arrows pelt your position. Hold the line. The defenders on the wall attempt to throw the ladders back, attempting hurling stones at their assailants and pouring boiling oil on them. The onslaught is too strong. One by one, the Legion soldiers begin to leap from their ladders and onto the city walls. If you falter now, all is lost. You gather your best men and send them against the Legion soldier. The walls erupt into bloody mayhem. All over the walls, the bodies of the fallen fade into brilliant flash of light. You and your soldiers desperately hack, shoot, and hurl enemies from the walls. The siege ladders fall to the ground below. The attack has been repelled. Twice more, Gaius orders his troops to attack the wall. Twice more, the walls are stained with blood. Twice more, your soldiers withstand the onslaught. The dawn is drawing near. Even from your position on the wall, you see the Legion soldiers slowly, hesitantly regrouping for their next attack. Desperate, the Overseer himself steps forward to address his demoralized troops. Are you really afraid of some commoners who can barely hold a weapon? Don't fear them, you fools. Fear the wrath of your emperor. Fear the wrath of the Tempest. I thought like it says that Gaius Tempest, he's easy to say. He's also on the side of the commoner, but reserve. It doesn't seem that way. It is your sacred duty to establish imperial rule in Anazoth. The city will fall, and its prophetic rebellion will be crushed. Go forth, I will lead the charge myself. The Overseer raises his ancient sword above his head. The Legion soldiers shudder. No member of the royal family has taken up in centuries. The first rays of rising sun appear on the horizon. Through the great storm clouds, led by its royal commander, the Legion began its decisive attack. Ragged and covered in blood, barely able to stand, you get the surviving soldiers back on their feet and order them to defend the city one last time. Not even the twin himself could get through this gate. But the time for speeches has passed. Now there is smoke, blood, and clanking of the swords. All you can do now is fight and win. You see the Imperial banner fluttering before you. The Legion soldiers are scaling the wall, the Overseer himself first among them. It is now or never. You and your men rush towards the banner. You will capture Gaius Tempest. Sensing that victory is close at hand, your warriors use their last ounce of strength to break through the enemy commander. The Legionnaires try to form an offensive around the Overseer, but the enraged rebels dash them aside like total soldiers. Gaius Tempest is surrounded. Wielding his sword masterfully, he saves one rebel after another. but eventually the overwhelming onslaught forced him to drop his blade. The Akhnian noble freezes, seemingly unable to believe that this is really happening. The Imperial banner falls from the wall behind him. The Legion soldiers abandon their leaders and flee. You have won. Surviving defenders on the wall lean against the Merlins, exhausted or simply collapse. Down by the gate, you hear triumphant shouts. Like a wave, they roll further over the streets and squares, over the entire city. Victory! Anazot has won its freedom. Escorted by your allies, you approach the prisoner. Overseer Gaius Tempus glares at you icily. There is genuine bitterness in his voice. Madman, you have doomed your city. It will be destroyed. I was not your enemy until you forced me to send my army against you. One step at a time, I would have changed this province. I would have made your lives better. But now, the entire force of the Empire is about to come crashing down upon you. The punishment for your insolence will be terrible indeed. You remind the Akhnian that he, the overseer of Magra, and the brother of the Emperor himself, is currently your hostage. Authorities will have no choice but to negotiate with you, but as long as Anazot remains free, news of your victory will spread throughout the Empire. Other cities will rise up in rebellion throughout Magra. And then what? Do you want the entire world at war? What will become of your empire after the revolt? You look back at your city, lit by the rising dawn of the new day. You tell your former ruler that the empire is about to change, and whatever that change might entail, it will be better than the old order. Better than the never-ending injustice, tyranny, and cruelty. The days of the old regime has ended. You will find your own way to the new world, along with all the people of the empire. Gaius Tempus turns away, refusing to dignify your speech with a response. You order your men to take him away. Finally, you lean against the wall to take a deep breath. Is it over? No. A new era begins today. You look back at the years gone by, all the difficult decisions you had to make, all the actions that helped you take your place in history. You are Skamu Brante, the man who brought victory to the Anazot Revolt. Your destiny has been fulfilled. Legion is defeated.
The revolt succeeded, and the city rejoiced in triumph. I was the one to bring the people their victory.
New day dawns. This event is the consequence of your previous action. A new day dawns. You stumble along a new empty back street, utterly exhausted after the most trying night of your life. An elderly stranger in threadbare cloak shambles down the road in the opposite direction. Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't tell me this is the elder! The old man looks around cautiously at every step, seemingly struggles to remember where he is going. As you approach him, he suddenly stops and speaks to you. Good morning to you! You slow down for the old man and warily return his greeting. May I ask you a favor, my friend? You barely have any energy to waste today, but there is something about this old stranger's voice that compels you to listen. A favor? What kind of favor? Well, my brother and I had a disagreement, you see. I want to know who was right. Yup, it's the elder. My brother said this world is already perfect as is. The twins made it like this, after all. The old stranger pauses, casting a glance over the street. The charred carcasses of the buildings and homes, overturned carriages, the dried bloodstains on the paving stones. And I told my brother that no matter what their initial design may have been, the world as it is now needs to change. So then my brother asked me, what exactly needs changing? But I had no answer for him. So here I am, wandering around, tormented by this question. Would you help us settle our dispute, my good man? Who's in the right here, me or my brother? If you were the twins, what would you do? What about this world needs changing? Nathan Brante, Prophet. Life is a long road. Mistakes are inevitable. The twins ought to grant mortals hope for forgiveness. The Anathoth. Say you would destroy the world. Nothing more than a monstrous cage, a dark dungeon that dooms mortals to a world of life and suffering. If you made this world, you would destroy it with your own hand. Say you would leave the world alone. The twins did create the world, but now they ought to leave the creation in peace and refrain from meddling in affairs of man. If we do this, probably like there'll be no they will not remember that they saved the people from death 3 times, and the 4th time is that they meet. If I do this, it's probably gonna leave that. Say you would take better care of the world. The twins should never have been so distant from their creation. Mortals need their care, assistance, and supervision. If you're up to him, you make it known that everyone is free to choose their lot and their own path to the twins. Like, these 3 are not bad, you know, if you ask me. Life is a long road. Mistakes are inevitable. The twins ought to grant mortals. I think that this one I'll go for the because I'm gonna go for a priest run, so I'm gonna go for this later in the second run. If it's up to you, you would make it known that everyone is free to choose their own lot and their own path to the twins. Yeah, I think this is the best. Like, if you take better care of the world, like, it'll definitely be better, but there's still gonna be like lots. So I will say this. Say you will free the model from the lots. You put a hand on the old man's shoulder. Why, this quarrel was settled long ago. All the suffering in this world, all the injustice all the wickedness, it all stems from the error made by Prophet Ezekiel. The laws were forced upon the people by other people, and the twins have been condoning it for centuries, thereby dooming their great creation to eternal suffering. You have met many people in your life who rejected their law by birth, but their intention was never to defy the law of the twins. They sought only to be free from other mortals. If you were the twins, you will make it known that everyone is free to find their own path to them. And then, step by step, the divine design will attain perfection all by itself. The old man looks at you in surprise. Oddly enough, he seems to be completely unaware of the new faith. But then how can you tell the righteous from the wicked? You readily explain. The wicked are those who willingly choose to defy the twins and the eternal bliss they are bringing. The righteous, on the other hand, are those who seek the twins within themselves, who pray to them, seeking their guidance and approval. I'm not really happy with this. Everyone should be free to choose their own lot and bear their own burden. Then, we will remain within the twins' great design, but be free to find our own place within it. The stranger spends a long time pondering what you have told him. I can feel the pain and truth in your words. Thank you, Tsukamo, for settling our disagreement. Uh-oh, how does he know my name? The old man rewards you with a slight nod, then slowly walks away. Wait, how did he know your name? You spin around, but the street is empty. Uh-oh. Are we gonna have a revelation? He took command of Anathoth and routed the legion. The rebels celebrated. For the first time in history, the Imperial army was powerless against the will of the common people. Now, Anathoth would become a free city ruled by its people, where all estates would be equal. The rebellious city would have been crushed by the Imperial's superior forces had it not been for your eminent hostage, Gaius Tempus, the overseer of Magra and the Emperor's own brother. Many in the Emperor's court were furious. They urged His Majesty Uther II to drown Anathoth in blood and crush the rebellion with no hope of parley. But the Emperor could not see his brother die, so he gave the order to besiege the city. The negotiations for Gaius Tempus' life and freedom took quite some time. As they drew out, the news of the revolt reached even the most remote of provinces. More and more towns and villages learned of the lesson of the Anathoth. The citizens began to arm themselves and join the revolt. The Imperial army began a frantic campaign to douse the flames of unrest, but it was all in vain. The legion suffered defeat after defeat. The powerful nomad eventually grew vexed with the Emperor and his dynasty, and the and the power struggle broke out in the capital. Then, a shocking event shook the empire to its core. Emperor Uther II was found dead in his palace. Never to be reborn, his heir, Jared and Flavius, both disappeared without a trace. With no one to take the throne, the noble dynasties accused each other of plotting against the emperor's rule. Feuds and internecine strife become commonplace. Now, I remember going through this in yesterday's stream, because like we suffered through death yesterday, or was it the day before? Okay, and like we did find out that the emperor was killed. You know, and this happened. Meanwhile, the rebellion only grew stronger. Soon, the banners of the revolt could be seen even in the most remote corners of the empire. The lands that won freedom from noble tyranny, and the lords formed a defensive alliance called the League of Equals. But the old rulers were loath to see their power slip between their fingers. More and more soldiers gathered beneath the banner of the old Archean dynasties. The empire was split in half. War is coming, regardless of the outcome. The world will never be the same again. Like, I got a feeling that both either me or Nathan can be the prophet, is what I think. So maybe like that last event we will not see with the old man. Well, I think it's the elder. Like we will talk to the twins directly, rather than just the elder come and visit us in disguise. Power. The bloodthirsty march of the rebellion obliterated in any semblance of power of rule in the law in Magra. The Lost Straw and its followers massacred along the old rulers, leaving chaos and anarchy in their wake. It was only inevitable that the province would fall into the hands of outlaws and marauders. The old ways are gone, but can the new people of Magra build something new in their place? The new faith endured the persecution of the Inquisition and survived Patriarch Cassius to become the dominant church in Magra. Since then, most Magran priests preach that everyone is free to find their own path to the twins. The old faith has lost its influence it once had. It survives only thanks to the most uncompromising priests, the dynasties of old, and the fearful commoners in the most remote Magran villages. The crisis of the past few years have annihilated the province's former prosperity. The fertile fields have been scorched, the mines have been abandoned, the factories stand idle with no one to work in them. The looming threat of hunger and poverty drives the people to back-breaking labor and stride in true ways of their ancestor. Commoners flee the cities in droves and flock to the villages and towns, hoping to squeeze some paltry nourishment from the inhospitable Magran soil. The province is on the verge of starvation and turmoil. Lawless anarchy replaced the old order, plunging Magra into chaos. The people of the province no longer know whose order and which law they are to follow, and the authorities that remain have no power to maintain order. The most reckless commoners become outlaws and thieves. The nobles feud among themselves. Bloodshed and looting and wanton cruelty became commonplace in Magra, and this lawlessness soon spread to the rest of the empire. I kind of like wish that we should have get the peace, but we should have get peace, but like I say, the clergy, we don't have enough of it. We could a little bit more, but we have to deal with it. The Anazor revolt was followed by more omens that shook the empire. In every temple throughout the empire, the symbol of the sacred man, the lash, the sword, and the book, turned into an ash in an instant. Lash, sword, book. Lash for commoner, sword for noble, and book is for the clergy. The commoner scars left by the sacramental lash have all disappeared overnight, completely healed. All across the empire, priests and laymen debated the meaning of this sign, but the twins have uttered their word: no more lots. what became of Philippe El Ferro. Upon his dying breath, Philippe El Ferro refused to believe that the last straw, his own creation, would ever rise against him. Yet Philippe's own fate proved that the common estate had also obtained the power to render judgment. The secret chancery advisor became the first person in history to be sentenced to true death by the common folk. The first, but hardly the last. What became of Darius Orton? The Agner commander fought with all his might against the rebellious rabble he so despised, yet even a skilled swordsman such as he was doomed when confronted with a citywide uprising. The haughty Agner was taken prisoner by the enraged mob, so his life was forfeit. He spent his final moments in inconceivable agony. The rebels did not permit him to die until his spirit and body were completely and utterly broken. Long after the once invincible Darius Orton was no more, the corpse of the mighty Agner remained chained to the Anazot gate. What became of Augustine Elborn? Prefect Augustine Elborn dream finally came true. The revolt gave him a chance to create a new society in Magra. He dedicated his final years to transforming his home city and province. With the aid of the former judge, the city abandoned the barbaric tradition of the nobility and established a rule of law of all people. Through Elborn's enormous contribution, the new popular governance of Anazot grew strong, which earned him tremendous respect among the people. So it's no longer a lawless thing. It's great. Prefect Elborn died of old age, surrounded by families and friends. He is remembered as one of the leaders of the revolt and a luminary of the new age. What became of Father Leonard? Abbot Leonard failed to attain his lifelong goal of becoming patriarch. Rejected by the twins, he renounced the priesthood and became a hermit. Long after he left the city, many new believers sought his guidance, searching high and low for the former abbot. No one ever found him. Leonard is remembered by the new believers as the greatest preacher of his day. But among all believers, he left an undying legacy as a nemesis of a church who violated twins' divine designs. Not after that, right? Because we did choose to have a new a new decree by the twins by removing the lots. Dishonorably discharged from the Legion, Thomas Guerrero began to roam the Empire. Your former friend did all he could to find a new place for himself, but the stigma he bore made it impossible to find a decent position. But when he heard the news of your victory, Thomas returned to his home city. In time, his service to the new Anazot earned him the rank of Captain of the City Guard. Captain Thomas Guerrero enjoyed respect and trust of most people in Anazot. Thomas was glad to see you at the helm of the revolt, but the two of you would never close again. Seriously? What became of Sophia? Sophia's intimate relationship with you helped her avert the destructive campaign she was about to wage and find a place for herself in the new world. Sophia fought furiously for Anazot's freedom until the very end. For the rest of her life, she remained loyally by your side and supported you in everything you did. And when the time came to build a new order and fight for it, you did it together. But when the fight is over, Sophia had won much more than mere freedom. For the first time in years, the agonizing pain in the back of her mind was gone. After the horrors of her youth, the hatred in her heart was replaced by something different. Sophia is remembered as a woman who fought fiercely for the good of the common folk and your most stalwart ally. What, we're not gonna... We're not gonna be a family? I was expecting for him to marry him. He defended the family home from the frenzied mob. The Brante family remained aloof from the struggle on that fateful day. Thanks to your efforts, they survived the dreadful night that followed. Once the rebellion was victorious, your family reunited to life as usual. At first, the people accused them of cowardice, since no Brante helped the cause of the revolt. Are you fucking blind? Are you fucking blind? Seriously. I'm the fucking leader. But the family never sided the Legion either. Their honor remained untarnished and your status in the new order kept them safe. The leader! No other Brante helped. The family survived every ordeal and finally found peace. What became of Robert Brante? In the years that followed, Robert Brante deeply regretted not believing in the revolt or supporting its cause. He decided not to take side, and in the end, he was left by the wayside. When the revolt failed, your father became a judge again, now elected by the people, and helped the city codify a new and more just code of law. Robert Brante continued to play his own humble part in the city's life until the end, and his people remember him as an honest and honorable judge. Lydia Brante. Lydia Brante always believed in the ways of the Empire and the Old Faith. She could never come to terms with the New Order. She remained dismissive of the New Faith until the end of her days and continued to live by the Commoners' Lot. Your mother was persistent in her efforts to return you to the Old Faith and constantly reminded you what awaits you at the foot of the pillar. She never understood why you did what you did. Your mother remained a pious old believer, even as the world around her moved away from the Old Faith. When the end came, she departed to the twins' final judgment without fear. Stephen Brante. Stephen never accepted the new order. Frustrated by the decision of the success of the revolt, he was not ready to come to terms with a free Anazot, and that had stripped him of his noble privileges. Yet, he never became your enemy, despite the growing distance between you. He did, however, choose to leave his home city, never to return. Theo moved to the capital and worked hard to pursue a military career and find a place in the Emperor's court. For many long years, your elder brother lived alone, far from the rest of you. Yet, he still carried the Brante name and never stopped writing letters back home. Stephen was too plain-spoken to survive the intrigue and never-ending power struggles of the capital. His bold and ambitious nature swiftly earned him a plethora of enemies at the court. Before long, he was falsely accused of plotting against the crown. However, Stephen found the strength to reach out to your father for help. A man equally skilled at courtroom arguments and backroom diplomacy, Robert intervened just in time to save his son from execution. Stephen was quick to take advantage of his enemies' unraveled plots. When the false accusation crumbled, he used them as a stepping stone for his own career. In a matter of years, your elder brother became the supreme commander of the Imperial Legion. He never saw the faces of his loved ones again, but his family remained in his heart for the rest of his life. Gloria. When the revolt prevailed against all odds, Gloria was not able to contribute to its great victory. She bitterly regretted her inaction, but she still worked with you to help build a new order in Anazot. Your sister dedicated her life to educating the common folk and uniting the city during the dawn of its new age. Gloria's relentless quill became mightier than any sword. Her passion poems and ardent articles quickly spread throughout Anazot, championing the cause of social equality and freedom from the lots. Gloria Brante was remembered as the first poet of the common folk and the harbinger of the new age. Nathan. Your younger brother survived the revolt. When it passed, he found the strength to start his life anew. You had given him a glimmer of hope that he nurtured with his soul, and one day that spark brought him to the doorstep of a temple of a new faith. Free to choose his own lot, Nathan became a priest and dedicated his life to serving the twins. He left his aimless past behind and found a new purpose. The suffering he has endured in his spiritual quest became source of wisdom. Nathan's renown as a new faith preacher quickly grew, and he helped hundreds of tormented souls find their way to the twins. Gregor Brante. Not even in the afterlife did Gregor Brante see the realization of his dream. His descendants failed to have the Brante name ennobled by the sword. The Brante's bloodline was denied its chance to become one of the Empire's eminent dynasties. The blood type ushered in by Gregor Brante would never have another chance at immortality. What became of you? You were elected by the people to the Council of Anazot, along with other leaders of the revolt. It was a heavy burden to bear, but it was necessary to overcome the city's challenges on the path of building a new society. And so, you devoted the rest of your life to preserving the freedoms you had won and building a new and just order in Anazot. You became the voice of the revolt, a man who took his vision of a new way of life and relentlessly carried it throughout the empire. Thanks to you, more cities and provinces soon joined the battle for change. Your exceptional path through life made you living proof that any commoner can shape their future with their own actions and change the world. No matter what might stand in their way, you began this path in chains, bound by the secret treasury, but you earned freedom, not just for yourself, but for others as well. You are remembered as the liberator of Anazot and the harbinger of a new age. So ends the life and suffering of Skamu Brante. True death. The hour of your death has come. Your soul has left your body, never to return. You are taken to the peak of the shining pillar. Every moment separates you more and more from the mortal realm. The link that once bound to you is gone forever. You look up to the two divine messengers watching you. The elder gaze upon you, full of sorrow and impassion. The younger examines you dispassionately, seeing your every act and thought. You have ascended from the mortal realm. From here, you are but one step from partaking in eternal bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. But first, you must be judged by them, just as every other soul in this world has been judged since time immemorial. Only the judgment can decide whether you deserve to remain atop of the peak or be hurled down to the foot. You stand before the twins. Your very essence is laid bare before them, all the secrets of your inner self revealed in full. Your soul is like an open book to them, one that preserves the story of your entire life. You lie prostrate before the gods. The time has come to take responsibility for your mortal life. The elder twin asks, "Are you thankful for the gods for the life you live?" You staunchly recite everything that has happened to you in the world, and in the world the twins created. Your life was your life. You hear the answer. Compassion and remorse fill the immeasurably deep eyes of the elder twin. He turns to his divine brother, who returns his gaze with an expression of stern remorse. Asks you, "What was life to you?" Service. Your life was spent in service to others. Yeah, this one is we were trying our best to help the people. Empathy. Your life was dedicated to other people and in relationship with them. I think service. The elder twin bows his head warily, considering, but the stern visage of the younger brother already looms over you. Human by the name of Brante, what did you live for? A cause. You yearn to do a great deed that would outlive you. Other people. I think better for other people. You live to make other people's lives better. The youngest gaze lingers on your bare, defenseless soul. The divine figure continues its stern interrogation. What did you leave behind? Change. Legacy. I'd rather say change. You blaze a trail for change that will long outlive you. The younger twin now moves you with clear intent, poised to render his judgment. But the elder twin restrained his brother with gesture. A divine voice fills you once again. Did your life make the world we made better and more perfect? It became better. Through your will, you managed to influence and improve the mortal world. The younger twin is silent, his eyes two swords piercing your soul. The twin elder speaks to you again, but you already know the question. The same question that caused you so much suffering shortly before your true and final death. What determined your destiny? Yourself. The twin god exchange glass that lasts a brief moment and all eternity. Then, the hand of the elder twins reaches out to you, glowing with light and warmth. The gods offer you an unprecedented opportunity to change your destiny, to rewrite the book of your life. Would you like to take a different path in life? This one here, I would say no, because I feel like this is. But then again, I'm going for a priest run. Okay, fine, let's go for yes. You reach out to the massive hand of the elder. It lifts you up, and you envelop in the warmth and love. You want to stay like this forever. But you must return to the life you knew. The elder twin hands releases you. You fly down to the mortal world once more. Whew. Okay. That finished, like one full run of basically being being the leader of the revolution. Now, like I say, after I finish this, I want to play a run of the priest. So let's start back again. I actually thought of one to leave it be and create a new one, but then again, I'm quite happy with it. Just that the sad thing is that I can't get peace, for the empire. Now we're gonna go for priest, and basically the revolt will be something similar, but it seems that we can become a prophet. It's either me or Nathan, so I think that's what we should go for. Wait. Yeah, I think we should go for this. All your progression after this point will be lost. But we didn't get any. Okay, I think we should start anew. Because why? Because the consequences is hidden. Okay, in that save, in that run. So I want to see the consequences. Okay, you'll see the consequences of your possible actions in advance. This is recommended, the recommended game mode. You'll be able to direct the character in the fate you want. You can change this setting at any time in the menu. Okay, so let's go. Okay, we've read through this. Like this one is a priest run. Okay.
The story of my life remains written on these pages, but my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And
Nobleman?
what price would I have to pay?
In times and the fall of the blessed Archean Empire. Okay, so we're gonna go with. Ooh, this is different. This is basically like our chapter 4. Like we are espionage, so I think that this is like judge, so nobleman, I think. Oh well, so we went through this. Okay, so we're gonna skip to the things that we haven't read. What determines them? I think since we're going for a priest run, so I think we better say higher power. You put your hands together in a silent prayer. Death is near. You are ready to step beyond the final threshold. Your life was not lived in vain. It was part of a greater design. Like it or not, we are all guided by forces beyond our ken, and the same forces that shape the destinies of man and civilization. No matter how much we how much free will we think we have, we are nothing but obedient instruments in the hands of eternity. True freedom has always lain in understanding the greater laws that govern our tiny lives. But are you right about this? Is this all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning. Remember every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Brante will live once more. Continue. Childhood. Okay, like I said, we're gonna skip and we're only gonna go through which one that we haven't gone through. If not, it's gonna be like forever. Fencing lesson. Okay, we need insight. Let's go for insight. Perception. Save the ends. Determination. Perception. Like, to get this perception plus 4, right? Yep. Okay. This part here, I also would like at least some determination. Like a balance between perception and determination. Okay, we're gonna skip. This one is the mother. Willpower. Let's go for perception, because this just give me willpower. Perception. We've read perception before. Childhood. Hide and seek. This one here. Cry loudly, willpower plus 10. Find your way home. Stay there and wait. Stay there and wait. Perception, curious. Like, if I remember roughly all the choice I made, so if I do something that is different, we're gonna read it together, okay? The Great Dissent. Finish the song properly. Know your Lord and the prayer. Know your Lord and the prayer. For the twins see everywhere. Like, Gloria looks way better than like more adult than compared to like in chapter 4, where she wear, you know, man's dress. I'm not saying that she shouldn't, but that Gloria looks more like childish than this Gloria. And since we're going for priest, like, we need to be close to Nathan. Lot of suffering. Perception, deny your guilt. Grateful. All of them are good, you know, except your punishment, because like we are okay. Right now, I'm at a loss because Because we are gonna go for a priest run, and Mother, even though she's the old faith, but she's still, on the spiritual side. So having her grateful is great as well. But I think I should deny our guilt. Like, give us some determination. We don't want to be spineless. You break out your mother's arm and start screaming. You're innocent, you cry, and if he hits you, he will hit him back. All fear and shame are gone. You stand up straight and stare defiantly into mother's eyes. Her expression grows bitter. She catches you by the collar of your shirt and drags you down the stairs. I'm doing this for your own good. Do not defy me, Tsukamu. You're born a commoner, my son. Power and will is not your lot. This is Stephen's lot. He will become a noble soon. Life for you and me is humility and suffering. You will have to accept it. You are flogged in front of the entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. You clench your teeth and hold back the tears. This is the only way you can prove that you are your brother's equal. It is the only way you can prove that one day you will have the right to rule and fight. Glorious rhymes. Perception. Nah, offer to write rhymes. Okay, this one we did together. Like, I prefer like the dead Gloria look among all. Sacrament. Okay, this is where both of them receive their sacrament. A newborn's cry. Okay, baby brother. Native Brante. Grateful. Ooh, grateful? So this is where you get grateful from Nathan? Okay, remember, Nathan is very Nathan is important for this run, so I'll have to get him grateful. You lap at Mother and demand she to give you Nathan. She freezes when she hears the word. You snatch the little brother out of her arm. She chokes with rage and falls on the bed screaming. You run away to the playroom. Your baby brother is heavy in your arms, his knife falls. You sway him gently like Mother did and quietly sing him a lullaby about the twins. Nathan calms down. Soon, he closes his eyes. You put the newborn on your bed and swear on your life that no one will ever hurt him when you're around. You hear heavy footsteps from in the hallway. Father enters the playroom. He looks at you, then at Nathan, somewhat confused. You did something bigger than you today, son. It is a noble deed to protect your family, but you should have come to me. Please understand, this was my duty, not yours. You save your baby brother from harm. If you feel yourself ready to take the responsibility to protect others, then maybe you can walk the path of noble when you're older. But for now, you should bring him back to your mother. Come with me. He picks up Nathan. Your brother is fast asleep, breathing quietly. The three of you return to Mother's bedroom. Father puts Nathan back in the crib. Vanu is no longer screaming. She is embracing you. Please forgive me. The twins know I was out of my mind. Please don't be angry with me. Nathan, grateful. How can he remember? Like, he's still a baby. I think I want to save Sophia. So we need to improve our will a bit. Perception plus 4, the ant farm. Ooh, insight! Ah, so this is where insight comes into play. We need this to have the revelations. The ant farm. You move away from mother and pull the glass box toward yourself. She looks at you in surprise, but she gave it to you. It'll be easier to learn about the ants on your own. Mother sighs and steps back up. Very well, I understand. You want to find your own answers. You've grown up so quickly, my son. The door creaks quietly as it closes. You are left to your own devices. You spent a long time watching the ants at work, and then decided to go outside and find the bugs to feed on. Once your haul is in the tray, you know which bugs they drag away and which they leave untouched. Day after day, you keep the tray full of food, provide insects with plenty of water, and remove dead ants from the farm. Your tiny subjects still refuse to change their peculiar ways. It's just as mother said, the ant is exactly like the world we live in. The ants will never know that you are there. We did have revelation. So basically we became gods in a sense. Okay, this one here is where the toy soldiers are taken away. Deny your guilt. I think we should take this because like I wanna save Sophia. But then again, like we are gonna go for like a pre-run, like seeing her suffer maybe. Either way it's fine. Either way it's fine. I think we should deny our guilt and get, because I want to like go through at least first death before we go through that. You hide behind father and deny all wrongdoings. The boy was too clumsy. Now the two fathers came face to face. Your father is calm while the enraged nobleman pelts him with insults and reaches for his sword again and again. The insults do not stop. In the end, the nobleman challenges father to a duel. There's only one way to protect the family honor. Father grudgingly accepts the challenge. They bring him home much later with a fresh wound on his side and another on the shoulder. You spend the entire day by his bedside doing whatever he says. Overcome with a mixture of shame, guilt, and gratitude. Even though father rarely shows it, he would readily risk everything for his family. When father wounds heal, he brings you the belated present, a little box full of soldiers, the holy order made of tin. You line the warriors up in battle formation. Only one thought on your mind. Your family is always by your side. Like we're almost at the end of childhood. I don't know if we can get another chance, so that's why I did that. Family dinner. Gregor Brante. I'm gonna die for kicking? Watch them melt helplessly. Yeah, we should. Determination +4. Watch them melt. Perception will help us in geology later, if I'm not mistaken. Illustrious guess. Walk away with mother. Ooh, that's a lot. Demand that mother be introduced. Yeah, I'd rather have mother be introduced. We're not gonna let them get married. This is probably the year we get our sacrament kaleidoscope. Perception up. Keep to your studies. Determination +1. Determination 2. Sweet temptation. Tell him the truth. Personality perception +1. We don't have any will. Basically neutral. The sacrament. This one here. Catch the lash. Raise your head. Okay, catch the lash. We receive sacrament. Childhood's end. This is bad. We can't save Sophia. Because like the first thing that will happen is that Sophia is like one of the first choices. Boy. Adolescence. Okay.
I was growing up fast. The school, the streets, and the whole wide world awaited me beyond the gate of my parents' house.
Adolescence. Okay, like I say, I want to go for a priest run, but I think here is where we will. I think here is where what we should do is. I can go on a bit further, but I want to like dedicate a full stream for priesthood. Like the childhood went through it, so there's not much changes, but like going through this is what I like going through the revolution of the tree. It's like it's much better, like in terms of like how should I say this, in terms of like separating the stream. Okay, so I'll continue this tomorrow. Okay, even though I can go a bit further, but like I say, to make it easier for like my people to look back, so that's what I should do. So I'll continue this yesterday, and remember, we're gonna go for a priest run and maybe be a prophet. So with that said, I'll end the stream here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.